me, this was flagrant.
Okay, who was here first? Uh-oh. I don't have a chat. Satan's back, by the way. How was your trip to Orlando, Satan? You loved it. You loved the heat. You loved the humidity even. Yeah, you're used to a dry heat, right? Yeah. What about the COVID thing? Weren't you scared about that? Oh no, you've been vaccinated. You encourage everyone to be vaccinated. Why is that? So they can live longer here on planet Earth and go through more pain and turmoil? But you don't cause pain and turmoil, do you, Satan? No. In fact, I kind of admire you, Satan, for not writing a response book to Yahweh. Like you were the better man. You just kept silent. Do you think you were misrepresented in the Bible? No, you think the Bible got you right. Yeah, you're a messenger of God, yeah, created by God, given free will by God. You do a lot of God's work, yeah. So all that's true? What about the Job story? Yeah, you feel a little guilty about that bet. You lost that bet, though. Yeah. You play poker? By the way, if anybody plays poker, this tonight, you can email me and you can get on the list. I think we're up to 25 people and we can only hold 9. So what I do, like Yahweh, I predestine who's going to enter the kingdom of pokerness. But yeah, is it true you've only killed 6 people in the Bible? Yeah, that's it, right? So you got a long ways to go to catch up to Yahweh. Yeah. And is it true you've never lied in the Bible? Yeah, half truths I don't consider lies. Like sometimes you got to withhold the truth to protect people. I understand. Yeah, I agree. I've read the whole Bible. I don't find any place where you've lied. You've actually told the truth. Yeah. Has Yahweh ever lied, Satan? No? Well, he deceives a little bit. Yeah. But he only deceives the people who's ready harden their own hearts, right? Yeah. Like in 2 Thessalonians 2 and in Ezekiel 20. Yeah. Gives sometimes bad commands and yeah. Well, say hi to Yahweh for me and welcome back. I'm glad you had a good time. What was your favorite ride at Disney World? Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, because of all the death. Yeah, I believe it. Okay, anybody can call in today. Actually, I haven't put up my whereby yet. And but I want to show you guys something first. I was told, well, hang on, I already got people wanting to come in. Just hold off a second. But I want to show something here first. I don't know if I can make this big enough. This is a comment that came in from one of my Muslim videos just today. So here's, I think, a Muslim talking to other Muslims, a recommendation for fellow Muslims: don't engage without a firm grounding in your foundational principles. Let the scholars deal with these platforms. These platforms are like platforms like me. Leave them to their own devices. you don't have to speak on issues you are not trained in. Let these discussions happen in their circle. That means, I think that what this guy's saying, let the atheist or the non-Muslim come to Muslim channels. Don't go to theirs. That's what I'm sensing. No need to engage unless you're specialized. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be specialized to talk with me. I am really a treat. I'll be nice. I won't even push back if you don't want me to push back. But if you want me to push back, I'll push back. And if you want to stay a Muslim, stay a Muslim. Just try to not chop people's heads off, okay? Or strap bombs to yourself and blow up malls and so forth. That's all I ask. That's not too much, right? Oof. Is there any way this is going to stay monetized now? No. But I do this for the love, not for the money, unlike some other Christian YouTube channels. Oh, there's a thought in my head right now, but I don't know if I can.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's really, really bad.
Yeah, I know what I said there. The thoughts I had were really, really bad. But on Alyssa Childers' channel recently, they were talking about evolution, and they were making this guy named Dr. J.R. Miller was making the argument that if evolution is true via common descent, then that means racism is a thing, that racism is more likely to be true. And so it was really interesting. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the whole thing because it's 54 minutes long. I'm not going to play any of it here, but I'm just curious, is this a good reason to disbelieve evolution via common descent? That it actually might mean certain races are superior to others? This is one of the most uncomfortable. I think there's two uncomfortable things that, if true, it might be better for people not to know it. You know how it often street epistemologists will say, if something's true, I want to believe it. Well, what if it is true that certain races, and even that's harder to find, are superior in intellect or other things compared to other people? What if that were true? Would you want to know it? Ooh, probably not, right? What if it's true that determinism is true? That as soon as the Big Bang happened, this conversation was going to happen no matter what. It could have not have been otherwise. If that's true, would you want to know it? I tell you, I'm not so sure I would want to know these things. If it's true, if I had an envelope with the date of your death, the exact date of death and the manner of your death, would you want to know it? I've had people split on this question. Usually half say yes, half say no. But I tell you, there's some truths on this planet that I think we may be better off not knowing. But yeah, I found it very ridiculous that they were saying that if evolution is true, then racism is true. I don't know how that follows. But they do talk about how if evolution is true, then that puts great tension on the Bible. And I agree with that. In a way, I have more respect for the Kent Hovens of the world, the Ken Hams of the world, because they're basically, they have less work to do. They have less harmonizing to do compared to, let's say, the theistic evolutionists who have to make their theologies fit with the empirical evidence. Because at least in the evangelical Protestant circles, well, even Catholic, they believe there was an Adam and Eve, and they were the first creatures, first Homo sapiens created, and they lived in a garden, and one sinned, and then the other sinned by taking of the fruit, and that caused a chain reaction of bad events, caused the earth to groan in pain, and that's why lions eat gazelles now, don't you know, because of what Eve did. Lions didn't eat gazelles before that because there's no death before the fall. And then you got in the book of Romans saying that through one man came sin, Adam, and through another man came redemption, Jesus. Like, how in the world do you harmonize that away if evolution via common descent is true? Because then there isn't just this one man through whom sin entered. The Christians who believe in evolution via common descent, they got an uphill battle, in my opinion. And they basically have to say what the text says is not what it means. But then you run into another problem. If you start looking at the genre and the ancient Near East cultures, then you can say stuff like, well, in ancient Near East cultures, they tend to exaggerate for greater good reasons. Maybe they did that with Jesus. Anyhow, I'm willing to talk about any topics. I'm going to keep it short. Oh, and I do have my bloviation button ready. So be careful. Hey, Brandon, how are you?
Oh, hey, what's going on, man? I didn't realize, okay, I was on. All right, cool.
I'm having fun today.
Oh, okay. First of all, did you get that tweet I added at you?
What did it say? Maybe.
On Twitter with the pictures of the pages of the picture Bible of Noah's flood.
No, I never did get it.
Oh, I added you.
Hang on a second. Myron, did you get it? You forwarded it to Satan, but not me? Oh. You're holding your head. Are you okay?
No, I'm good.
You're good? You don't have a headache?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Well, maybe try emailing it to me.
All right, I'll do that.
Was there anything else you wanted to say?
With the evolution being the racist thing, I think that's from like a couple of Charles Darwin's quotes, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think a lot of Christians like Alyssa Childers. Well, you can tell if a Christian is a very conservative Christian by how many times they say the word Darwin when talking about evolution. And the fact is, Darwin could have never existed and we would still have evolution via common descent today, the theory. Which, did you know that a lot of Christians like Alyssa Childers, they don't know what the word theory means? Did you know that?
Theory and science, yeah.
Yeah.
They like to twist it to fit our narrative.
Yeah, well, they use the the common walking on the street definition of theory, when in science, theory is the highest pinnacle you can get. It's like a set of a whole bunch of laws that have been investigated over time and experimented. But anyhow, hey, I'm gonna move on to my next caller. But yeah, if you want, you can email me those pictures.
All right, cool. Well,
okay, take care.
Hello.
I got to make sure the sound is okay. Randon is almost impossible to hear. Who's Randon? I thought Myron is dead. You know, you guys can't keep your Myron straight. Myron was my donor. His name was also Myron. Looking for the phone. Hello, Max. Oh, and Max is gone. Yeah, I know many Myrons. Myron is a very common name in Pinecreek circles, just like, the names that you see in the New Testament were very common back then. And that's how you know that these were real people talking about real events, because they had names that fit through the time for the time. Credit. Bauckham. What's his name? Richard Bauckham? Oh, what a horrible argument. Isn't that a horrible argument? So you could barely hear him? How about for anybody else? It's interesting. Some people say the audio levels are low. Others say it's fine. I don't know. Who do you trust? Yeah, Myron is a common Mennonite name. No, not really. I'm a Myron magnet. So if you're a professional, please call in. If you're a non-professional, you can call in as well. Even if you're an idiot, I welcome idiots. If you want to call in and talk about if you're a Christian or a Muslim even, and you want to talk about evolution via common descent, if you agree with me that basically if you believe in evolution via common descent, you got so much work ahead of you. Or if you disagree and say it's easy to reconcile it. Hi, Terp. You look shocked.
Give me a second, please.
Okay.
Yeah, because my headset is, my phones are not working. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Loud and clear. Can you hear me? All right. I guess you can't hear me all
Give me a
right.
second.
I think you need to hit.
I can hear you clear.
Okay, you can. Okay, what do you want to say?
I wanted to talk to you about veganism.
Oh, okay.
I watched a recent live stream of you where you said that you're open to change your mind, and
Yeah.
that you are a speciesist. I can't pronounce it in English. Speciesist.
Speciesist. Yeah, it's even a
Exactly.
hard word for English people to say. Are you German?
And yeah, I wanted to hear from you why you are a speciesist.
I'm determined to be so. My intuitions say that humans are better than dolphins. Dolphins are better than rats, and rats are better than butterflies, and butterflies are better than rocks. That's just the way I'm wired.
All right. I mean, there's nothing bad in being a species, but then why do you think being a species is enough to completely disregard animal welfare?
Oh, I didn't say it's enough to completely disregard. I'm just saying that I value, it's a broad brush statement. Like there's some animals I value more than humans. So when I say I'm speciesist, is that the way speciesist? Anyhow, I'm saying that my proclivities, my natural inclination is to give humans more value than Homo sapiens more value than other animals.
Do you have pets?
Yes. But
And
see,
dogs?
this is where I was going. My pet dog, I probably value more than a lot of humans in jail right now who've committed
Would
murder.
you value your pet dog more than average person you don't know on the street?
No, I think, see, I don't know you, but let's say Yahweh came down from heaven and said, someone's got to go, your dog or Terp. You know what, Terp? Even though I don't know you, just based on your glasses and your hairdo, I would let my dog die for you. That's how much I appreciate
really?
Homo sapiens. Yeah. Now, if you
Okay.
told me that you, every Friday night you go out raping, then I'd change my mind on that. Then I would save my dog, and I would say, Yahweh, poof Terp out.
To be honest, I didn't expect this answer because most people I ask would say they would save the dog. So you completely commit to being a species?
No,
Like there's no.
No, you just missed what I just said. There's some people that I would save an animal
Yeah, I mean,
before. Yeah. But in general, yeah, my natural
okay.
inclination is to value humans more than dolphins or bonobos or cows or chickens or dogs. Yeah.
Is this just based on your emotions, or do you have some reason for it?
What do you say, just?
I mean,
You're hurting my feelings when you say just emotions. I'm an emotional person, Terp. I have feelings. And I also have intellect.
You are using the same reasoning most theists would use in this regard.
Yeah. I think this is the reason why a lot of people believe what they believe is because of these emotional pulls. I prefer to call them intuitions. And I think there's a reason why we have religion. And that reason is to help people survive.
So you don't think it's stupid or illogical to believe in some religion?
Oh yeah, I do.
You believe it's stupid?
A lot of them, yeah.
But you believe in being
But I'm saying that I understand the reasons why they believe it. There's a difference. I can still make a judgment call that I think it's stupid and yet still understand where they're coming from, right?
So would you argue that what you are thinking is stupid too? Just that it's reasonable?
No, very few people would admit that what they believe is either false or stupid. No.
So you believe what you are doing, what you are thinking is right?
Yeah, but again, I'm open to change my mind.
All right.
The issue is having markers that would change your mind. So, for example, a lot of people, when they talk about veganism, they'll talk about, or a lot of Christians will, when they hear, "Are you a vegan?"
Yes, I'm a vegan.
Okay, so a lot of
But not-
a lot of Christians would say
Not
that.
for long, just 2 years.
Now, are you against abortion?
I'm against abortion after sentience, so around 6 weeks, I think.
Okay, so around 6 weeks, you think that they have sentience, meaning they can feel pain, or what, or do math, or what do you mean?
I think it's the ability to process some form of emotion. If someone can prove to me that it's earlier, then I would change my mind on it and go even earlier.
So being able to process emotion, just emotion?
just some form of emotion. Yes.
Okay, so if an animal was shown not to process emotion, then we can eat them?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, there we go. You're consistent.
Yeah, I mean, I actually just care about sentience, so there's nothing else. I'm a threshold deontologist.
Yeah.
And if I don't believe that if the animal is unable to have some form of suffering, I don't see any value in it.
See, like,
there can't be a threshold where.
I was just going to say, like, if, let's say, I had no family and absolutely nobody on the planet cared about me, here's a question for you. Would it be wrong for you to eat me? And let's say I'm okay with being eaten. I mean, I just don't want to suffer, but let's say I'm suicidal. I don't want to live any longer. I have 0 people who care about me, who would cry if I was gone. Let's say I contribute nothing to society. I don't pay taxes, nothing. I'm basically, in society's view, like a rock, taking up space. Would it be wrong for you to eat me?
It depends. Would you be able to perceive well-being in your life?
Perceive what?
Well-being. Can you be happy outside of your decision to get eaten?
No, once I'm eaten, I'm dead. I'm done.
And I mean, before you get eaten,
yeah.
Did you have happiness? Some form of happiness?
Yeah, but let's say to me, non-existence overweighs the happiness of existence, any happiness I might have. So in other words, let's say I'm willing to die. I just don't want pain. So let's say if you do eat me, you got to be able to kill me in a split second before even the neurons fire in my brain. So, maybe a guillotine, or even a guillotine, you might experience.
You mean something like assisted suicide?
Yeah. So is it wrong to eat me?
This is tricky.
This is tricky.
I mean, I'm just trying to be consistent here. I obviously wouldn't eat you.
Why not?
But I don't
I'm tasty.
think there's anything wrong with it.
You don't like white meat?
No. I don't know. I just wouldn't like to eat someone else in general.
Why? Because it's icky?
Kinda. But
have you ever tasted human before?
No, but
How do you know it's bad?
It tastes like buffalo or chicken.
You think I'll taste like buffalo chicken?
Some combination of it.
You've seen the Hannibal series, right? Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal?
I watched the old school stuff. Silence of the
Lambs, yeah.
Exactly.
Like, if you look at his face, it looks like he enjoys eating certain organs of the human body.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. And when the last scene when he's on the plane and the kid is next to him, and the kid says, "That looks good. I want to try some." And then the kid eats part of the brain, of a human brain, and then smiles, "Ooh, this is tasty. Maybe I'm tasty."
Maybe. But I wouldn't put my sensual pleasure over your well-being.
No, but what if I'm basically saying, my well-being is 0. I mean, I'm okay with you eating me.
But your well-being is not 0, and I know it.
How do you know it?
Because you just told me before that you were happy before. You
Well,
just want to get eaten.
even suicidal, depressed people can have moments of happiness, but
I mean, I would argue that if you for sure want to get killed and you tried everything else, like getting some help because maybe it's a mental issue, then I would have no issue in having you get assisted suicide. I'm not.
But you still wouldn't eat me. The question's about eating me.
No, I don't think it would be healthy.
Healthy? Wouldn't be healthy?
It wouldn't be healthy.
As long as you heat up my organs above 170 degrees, you won't get tapeworm.
I'm not sure if that's going to be the issue.
Why is it wrong not to eat me? I mean, why would it be wrong to eat me?
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong to eat humans.
No, if you like legit get killed, like for example, if you find someone randomly died on the street, like for whatever reason, would you say it's wrong to eat him? If he has no other connection in this world, there's no one who cares about this body. It's just dead matter.
Yeah. Would I say it's wrong to eat them? And they have no friends or family?
Nothing.
Yeah. To me, it becomes a pragmatic question because I've never prepared human flesh before. So.
See, but you don't think it's wrong either.
Well, it's icky. I would say our moral intuitions would say it's icky. And I think this is why Yes. See, now here's the issue. We're down to moral intuitions, right? And I think we evolved, most Homo sapiens have evolved not to eat their own kind. Even cannibals in Africa, I don't think eat their own kind, meaning their own tribe.
They don't eat inside their village.
Right. They might eat outside their village, but even then, I bet you they would only eat tribes that look differently than them or whatever. And I think.
I mean,
what? They
can't look that different if they are in the same region.
Well, yeah. Well, understand. But anyhow, I eat meat. I used to be a vegetarian. I've never been a vegan. And according to the stats that I've read, 90%, and tell me if you've heard this, 90% of people who are vegan end up going back to eating meat, or at least vegetarian or cheese, whatever. Have you ever heard that stat?
I heard something about it. It's like something similar, but I think it's mostly because if you are like 1 day vegan or 1 week vegan, and then you go back, it's
no. I'm talking about people. In my case, I was a vegetarian for 2.5 years. Seriously, I was.
Why did you go vegetarian?
It was an experiment. It wasn't for ethical reasons at all. It was an experiment for health reasons. And I found that it cleared up my skin going vegetarian. And what was the other benefit? And then I had a less acid reflux. But then what happened was I was diagnosed with macular degeneration about a year and a half ago. It was a misdiagnosis. But anyhow, for a while, I thought I was going blind. And the doctor said there's nothing that can fix it, but you can slow it down by eating, by getting a lot of iron and zinc in your body. And the best way to do that was eating meat. So I said, okay, I'm going to start eating meat again. And then I never went back. And then when I found out it was a misdiagnosis, I still didn't go back. The best argument.
Would you say it's ethical to kill someone else to save?
Is it ethical to kill someone else to what?
To save yourself or get healthier?
To get healthier, that's a tougher question, but to save yourself, yes.
Would it be ethical to kill 2 other people to save yourself?
For me, yeah.
Would it be ethical for you to kill 2 children to save yourself?
2 children to save myself?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
It would be ethical. You would do it?
Yeah, I probably would go up to 10. Like
up to 10 children.
Yeah, like if 10
would kill up to 10 children to save yourself.
Yeah, I'd draw the line at 11. But if 10 kids came at me, Like I would take the first one out.
I mean, that's different. That's something else.
Oh, you're
I'm
not talking about
saying, like, they attack
self-defense.
you. No.
The questions you're asking about are the natural human drive for survival, right?
I mean, it's complicated because in this scenario, you don't get confronted with death right away. You just know it's going to happen, but you don't feel it.
Like this is like the trolley problem of the difference between an intellectual ethical decision versus a practical one. And what you're asking is a practical one. And I think you would answer the exact same way. Maybe I'm wrong. Would you rather stay alive or have 10 children killed?
I'm not that sure about it, but I think maybe in this situation I would say let's fuck the children because I don't know them.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Children die every day that we don't know of, and you haven't shed a tear, have you? You have no empathy.
But I think it would be wrong.
Okay, I got two people waiting, but this is a very interesting conversation. I'll give you the last word. What do you want to say?
I would say there's no real difference between animals and humans in terms of moral consideration, except their potential to perceive a higher level of well-being and of higher level of suffering, and that we should value all sentient life to some degree at least, so that we don't kill and eat them at least.
Okay, I want you to call back in 2 years. I want to see if you're still
I will call you back in 2 years.
Call me back in 2 years. We'll see if you're still a vegan. Take care. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
10 kids. Yeah, 11 kids. I'll sacrifice myself for 10. These 10 kids could be idiots. Dr. Kipp. If you're really a doctor, that means you're a professional. And I welcome professionals to call in. But I can't hear you, Dr. Kipp. So maybe check your settings and try again. But those are good questions. Would you rather have yourself killed or 10 children? Or one child? Let the little children come to me, says Pinecreek, and I will smite you. Dr. Kipp. Hey, you got to turn off your. I've muted you for now until you turn off your. Yeah, there you go. I think you did it. Hey, what's your name?
Hopper.
Hubber?
Hopper.
Hopper.
Hopper, yeah.
That's a great name.
Is it? It's a great name, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, this is your MA, yeah? Like, ask you anything?
Yeah, you can. I sort of was talking about evolution earlier, and I still prefer theists over atheists because atheists, they don't believe anything. But anyhow, are you an atheist, a theist?
I'm an atheist, yeah. So
disappointed. But you still have a good name.
Okay, thanks, yeah.
But what did you want to ask me?
Well, I wanted to ask you because you mentioned in the past that you're a chemist, and I wonder if you still do that, and if...
No, I was a chemist a long time ago. I have a master's in analytical chemistry.
Okay. All right. No, I'm a chemist, so I just wondered why you left the field and stuff like that.
Mostly because of money and pragmatics.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I got my master's at the University of Arizona, and I looked around at all the other students, and they were more interested in research than actually getting a job and career. And since I was raised on a farm, I was more practical, and I wanted to, instead of seeing the fruits of my labors after 10, 20 years, I wanted something more immediate. Because I thought Jesus was going to return any moment. So.
No, I gotcha. Well, I stuck with it. I'm a professor, so just been watching your channel for a bit. So.
So you are a professional. There we go. What field?
I'm a physical chemist.
Oh, okay. So you're smart, not like those biochemists.
Yeah, not like the biochemists. Yeah, biochemists are pretty dirty. But
Yeah, well, all they do is memorize things.
it's true. Oh my God, yeah. That's all they do.
But analytical chemistry and physical chemistry, we actually think, right?
Yeah, so I do a little bit of materials and synthesis and stuff as well. I'm kind of a jack of all trades.
Okay. Where do you
Yeah.
teach? Do you want to not say?
Well, I'm in Canada, so I'm a Canadian.
Okay. Yeah, Canada only has one university, I hear.
It's true. The University of Toronto.
Okay. Is that McGill?
University of Toronto is the University of Toronto.
Oh, sorry. Well, where's McGill? That's in Toronto as well, right? Or is that
No,
that's Quebec? Montreal?
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't been in Canada for a long time, then I take it.
I'm approaching more years in the United States than in Canada. Actually, next year will be more. I came to the US when I was 26.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess when I'm 52, it'll be even. I'm not quite there yet. But what was I going to ask you? So have you always been an atheist?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was I was telling my friends the other day, like when I was a little kid, I was playing on the playground and this other little kid came up to me and he was like, we were playing, we were having a good time, and he goes, "Have you heard this greatest story ever told?" And I looked at him and I'm like, "Star Wars?" And he goes, "No, idiot, the Bible." And I was just like, "Well, have you seen Star Wars?" Like, anyways.
But it was about Jesus, right? Coming down from heaven to save you from your sins.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't know. We never really went to church or anything like that growing up, so it was just not a thing. So it seems a little bizarre.
May I ask how old you are? You sound young to be are you an assistant professor?
I'm an assistant professor, yeah. But I'm in my 40s.
Oh, you are in your 40s. Okay.
Yeah.
How big is your average class?
Well, I'll probably have 100 students this fall.
Okay, so you teach mostly freshmen?
Undergrads, yeah. Second year.
Second year.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the American lingo.
What percentage do you of let's say your typical class do you think you really have brilliant kids? And yeah, what percentage do you think are really brilliant kids?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I teach a lot of biochemistry students.
Pre-med types.
Yeah, there's a lot of pre-med that can get. I mean, there's a lot of kids here that, like, yeah, they have that ambition
and then they fail.
They just need a reality check, I think, and then they go on to they're successful somewhere else, I think.
I used to TA for biochemistry, and there was a ton of pre-med undergrads in there, and I mean, these guys they can't do anything unless they have like a protocol sheet in front of them. They can't think outside the box. It really made me fearful of the medical industry, doctors in general. Like when I go see the doctor, just to be honest, my first instinct is this is an idiot.
Yeah, no, it's
surgeons are different, but
yeah,
sorry to all the doctors listening right now, but it's from my experiences teaching and training them in undergrad. It's like, should I use this beaker or this beaker? I mean, come on, make a decision.
No, it's true. They have to memorize. That's pretty much how they get by. And it scares me a little bit. Yeah, they don't stop to think and synthesize data, synthesize information.
Yeah. Anyhow, well, thanks for calling in. I think Dr. Kipp is another PhD is trying to get in here.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
Is it working, Dr. Kipp? I'll give you there's a gearbox top right. Make sure you set your settings. Try Chrome if you're not using Chrome. While you're figuring that out, I'll look at the live stream chat. Well, I probably really peeved off some medical doctors here. I found organic chemistry much less memorization and more interesting than physical. Deepak. That's because you're a computer nerd guy. Like, I do admit that in organic chemistry, when you're synthesizing things, that's fun. But I tell you, these kids, if they're not told exactly what to do, see what here's a good question for people. What percentage of the population, I'm going to mute you for a second, G. What percentage of the population need to be told exactly what to do, and what percent of the population can think for themselves and don't need to be told? Like, when you go to work, do you need to know from your boss or your manager what you need to do that day or that week? Or can you work on your own and not be told what to do and get things done? And in my opinion, that's the difference to the between people who make the big bucks and those who don't. The people who who need to be told what to do, who basically don't take their work home with them, and who are happy ought to make less money. If you're not happy at your workplace, you probably should make more if you're actually being productive. Okay, G, what's your name? Just G?
Nate is fine.
Nate. Have we talked before?
No, I think I've done a few things like in the live chat, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, what do you want to say, Nate?
Yeah, just I like how quick you are on your feet. And so I'm kind of curious.
Have you ever seen me dance? Oh man, I'm
Yeah.
really quick on my feet.
What your response is if you're talking with a theist and they say something like, you know, our little minds could never understand God and what God is thinking. You know, it's kind of when they kind of run out of things to say, that's a go-to sometimes. And I'm just kind of curious as to how you would respond to something like that.
I would respond by talking about other things where they would say they know exactly what God would do or what God would say. And then when it comes to other issues, then they will appeal to mystery. That's basically what you're talking about, right? That we can't understand the mind of God, and it's a mystery.
Right. When you kind of back them into a corner a little bit, and then they just go to that. I just kind of think of some conversations I've had where that's a go-to.
So one way you can really point that out, especially if there's an audience, is you ask questions like, is God love? Is God a God of love? Yes. Is God a God of mercy? Yes. Does God want people to be saved and have a relationship with him? Yes. Did God drown babies? Well, no, we got to talk about the ancient Near context, and God is a God of justice. And then basically the number of words that come out of their mouth, you can tell right away how comfortable or uncomfortable they are.
Right. I also want to point out too, I think your response to, if they ask, well, how do you know evolution is what happened? I like your response is, I read it in a book. I think that's fantastic. So
yeah, because it saves so much time and trouble, right?
Right. I mean, how do they counter that? Because that's how they know about creation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay. Well, thanks, Doug. I really appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Okay. If you play poker, Nate, you can join me tonight.
I don't.
Okay. Do you have money?
Yes, and I want to keep it that way.
Good answer. Okay, take care.
All right, bye.
That's funny. Okay, try again, Kipp. But Kipp, I think I know your question already. Your question is, what happened between me and Mike Winger? Yeah, here you are. Oh, I know you.
Here.
Yeah, I know you.
You do?
Yeah, I didn't know you at first, but
Okay.
now I know you. Now that I see your face. So you want to know about Mike Winger?
I do.
Okay, well, we went to separate schools together back in the 80s. And
Liar. You are a liar.
It's separate schools.
You lie like your boss.
Yeah. My
Oh,
boss
sorry,
doesn't
no,
lie.
that's- No. You're right. You lie like his.
See, you know
his
the Bible,
competition.
right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Can you think off the top of your head any instance where Satan actually came out and did a full-fledged lie?
No, Satan does what he's told.
Yeah, he's a messenger for God.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
See, I'm
And-
on Satan's payroll, and Satan's on Yahweh's payroll.
And it's a mistake. And Satan should have told you this. She gets confused strangely for this weird serpent creature in the Garden of Eden all the time. What's with that?
Yeah, well, that was Satan's pet.
Oh,
Pet
yes.
serpent. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, yeah. So, I encountered your stream, your channel late, so I never got to see your live Mike Winger stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I wanted to hear the story about why he stopped talking to you. What happened?
I think he realized, well, I don't know. I can answer this as objectively as I can, just the facts, ma'am, or I can give my opinion because I'm not inside his brain, so I don't know exactly why he stopped talking to me.
Sure enough.
But I think the history of Mike Winger's YouTube channel was one of when I first started my channel, he had maybe was either just under 10,000 subs or just over 10,000 subs about 5 years ago. And so he was much bigger than me. I was like maybe at 1,000 subs at that time. And he came on my show and we had some amazing conversations. And but there were some instances where I think I made him highly uncomfortable. And he realized right away that it was going to be difficult to talk to a guy like me or to get through to me. I don't know. I'm trying to be as charitable as I can. And so I would basically, any chance I got to press the cognitive dissonance pedal down, I did with him. And then, of course, I would make these short clips afterwards, highlighting some things. And from the Christian perspective, I was highlighting things that made me look bad. So, who cares? Like, if I want to make clips making myself look bad, so be it. And from the atheist perspective, it made him look bad. Well, who cares? It's just a clip, and I always link to the full thing. But I remember about 1 or 2 years ago on Twitter, and I honestly don't remember exactly what I said, but I responded to him on Twitter, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And he blocked me on Twitter, blocked me on his YouTube channel. Although I'm not sure if it was him. He definitely blocked me on Twitter, but I have a feeling his mods blocked me on his YouTube channel. It wasn't him directly because he was getting bigger at that point. And
he seems pretty sensitive.
Well, he loves Jesus, and he doesn't
enough.
want people like me pulling his followers away from Jesus. Like, there's eternal damnation on the line. Like, if you put yourself in his shoes, you can understand why he's so adamant. But he also made a shift about a year and a half ago. Instead of kind of addressing things that non-Christians say, atheists say, to basically edifying the church and helping Christians. So if you look at his live stream, the comments and so forth, it's 95% Christian, and a lot of them are highly conservative type Christians. Probably most of them don't believe in evolution to be a common descent. Probably most of them make under $50,000 a year and are, dare I say, a little on the desperate side because they have families, they got to support and so forth.
Yeah, true enough.
So once he's made that, go ahead.
Creative differences. You can chalk it up to creative differences.
Well, I think he realized that he could make. Now, this is the cynical Pinecreek talking. I think he realized he could make a lot more money by not responding to atheists and just edifying the church.
So creative differences and calculated business sense.
Yeah.
Got it.
And that strategy has worked out very well for him.
It certainly has. It certainly has.
Yeah. I would guess he's making 6 figures now. And I'm sure that just like capturing Christianity, this is the way it is in churches as well. And I bet you every Christian listening to me who's been in church leadership will attest that what I'm about to say is true. 90% of your income comes from 10% of the people. And so there's some big donors backing Mike Winger, big donors backing Cameron Bertuzzi, if they can stay alive. And then, of course, there's other revenue sources. But
cool. Good.
But Mike, if you ever hear this, Mike Winger, if you ever hear this, nothing's changed in my view about you. Like, you're welcome to come on my show anytime. We can talk about the past. We can talk about the present. We can talk about the future. I still think you're wrong, and you still think I'm wrong. But that's fine. We can talk about these things.
That shouldn't bother him, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's at least for a while. That was he still kind of pushes that a little bit on his channel about about bravely, courageously confronting all these skeptics who think he's wrong.
If you have the truth, then what I say should not matter.
Shouldn't matter at all. No, it's true. Cool.
So I've had 2 Canadians on in a row, I think, I don't know.
You got it. Yeah.
What's the temperature in Calgary?
I'm actually not in Calgary.
Oh.
I'm on the West Coast, and today it says 28.
28 Celsius. For those Americans listening, that's about 85. I don't know.
Yeah, it's supposed to get up to 40 tomorrow.
And humid, right?
Yeah, pretty humid. We had a heat spell like that in late June. It was right around Father's Day. It got up to 45 degrees out here, which is a record. And in my neighborhood, everybody's transformers were blowing up because of the strain from everyone's air conditioners. So I went a full evening and night without my air conditioning, and it was possibly the most uncomfortable experience of my enormously privileged existence. I'm not built for that.
That tree behind you, don't answer this if I'm right,
Uh-huh.
but that tree behind you looks like a Kelowna tree. Are you Kelowna, British Columbia? No? You can't answer.
No, it's I'm not that far from Kelowna. Maybe 3.5. No, not even 3 hours. I just drove through there recently. So yeah, well, not right on the coast, but yeah, like Fraser Valley, just before the mountains outside of Vancouver. So it's lovely.
How can you afford homes there? Isn't that very expensive to live there?
Yes. So my trick was to buy a house when I could still afford it, and then just stay here
And never leave,
and never leave. And now I'm stuck, right? Because if I want to cash out and sell my house, I could make a lot of money, but then I would have to go and find a new place to live, and I can't afford a house out here anymore. So I have to leave town. But
here's what you do. You sell the house in BC, then you buy a house somewhere between Saskatoon and Regina out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
You could probably buy like a full quarter section and have some cows.
Maybe. I bet I could afford to buy Mosaic Stadium in Regina. I bet I could.
Could you buy the what are the Rough Riders? Is that what they're called in Regina?
Yeah, sure, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, if you do that, I'll come with you and get me some box seats for a CFL game.
I will put you on the list. You know, they started playing last week, eh?
Oh, they did? No, I didn't know that.
Yes. Yes, I haven't watched yet, so I don't know. I don't know what it looks like this year, but I was
CFL is way better than NFL. I'm like Kramer
like
from
it.
Seinfeld. Yeah.
It's because crazy things happen, right? NFL's like a well-oiled machine. The CFL is like the it's like the Lotta. Do you remember the Lotta?
No.
Or the Trabant? The Trabant's better. The Trabant is a car that was produced by the East Germans during the 50s and the 60s and the 70s there. And it always broke down, and it was, you know, things very often didn't work, and you had to carry like a toolkit with all sorts of spare parts with you wherever you went. Yeah, the CFL's like that. It's like but it's exciting because
the CFL is like a monkey driving a car. You know, you might go up on the curb once in a while, but he'll get you there.
Yes, it's great like that. So, but there was real concern that a full year without paying fans would kill it, just completely kill it. But it hasn't. Praise Jesus. I don't know what happened. So, yeah. I don't know. Did Satan have something to do with that?
No. Satan hates Canadians.
Figures.
Right? What did you? Yeah, he says you're just a bunch of pagans.
Well, it's not wrong.
Satan's never wrong. Anyhow, thanks for hopping on, Dr. Kipp.
No worries. Take care.
Take care.
Later.
Spend 10 hours at Saskatoon Airport. Oh, no thank you. Room's open. Oh, sorry, I saw there was a question for Dr. Kipp, but we were having a good conversation about Canada. We don't want to talk about Jephthah's daughter. Jephthah. That was one of my Christian challenge questions about how Yahweh stopped Abraham from sacrificing Isaac, but didn't stop, what's his name, from sacrificing, or Jephthah from sacrificing his daughter. You left out that Mike feels that you're going to hell, and that makes him very sad. I wonder how sad that makes him, Brent. Because you got to keep in mind that from the Christian perspective, me going to hell is just. How can you be sad about justice? True justice, God's justice. If Christianity is true, if I reject Christianity, if I go to hell for eternity, then that is the perfectly fair, moral, and just thing to do. Why should any Christian be sad about me going to hell? Think about it. Frank Turek. The newest argument for homosexuality in the Bible. What?
So Jesus is condemning the category, even though he didn't necessarily use the word homosexual. The same thing we could say about felony home invasion, right? Does the Bible talk about felony home invasion? Did Jesus talk about felony home invasion? No, but that doesn't mean he's for it. However, he did talk about the category known as theft, which would include felony home invasion.
Is theft always wrong? Who owned the promised land before the Israelites got there?
I've got a question concerning the defense of same-sex or defense of Christ speaking against homosexuality.
Oh, that guy looks incredibly uncomfortable. Look how far he has to bend down. He must be at least 6'5".
I know the argument for the LGBTQ group is that he didn't say anything. Jesus said nothing about homosexuality. We know that's not true because in Matthew he mentioned those, marriages between a man and a woman, and he also condemned, sexual immorality. My question is this: Christ also mentions in Luke, when he's asked when he's coming back, he mentions that one of the times, or when he will return, it'll be like in the days of Sodom. Now we also know that the history of Sodom and the homosexuality was there. Would he have said that if that wasn't in some sense at least condemning homosexuality, because we know when he comes back, the world's going to be a mess. So
Probably, but I don't think you'd need to go to that passage to prove the point you already made, because, first of all, even if Jesus said nothing about any of this, that doesn't mean he approves of it, right? I mean, if he says nothing about rape, does that mean Jesus approves of rape? No. Okay, so the argument from silence is not a good argument. Secondly, as you pointed out, Jesus actually does say that marriage is between a man and a woman in Matthew 19, and he also, in Mark 7...
Oh, marriage is between one man and one woman. That'd be more specific. Because if you read the Old Testament, you might get the wrong impression.
Probably elsewhere, maybe in Matthew, he says it's not what goes into a man that makes him unclean, but what comes out of a man that makes him unclean. Theft, sexual immorality, several other things, right? Now, that term, sexual immorality, meant any sex outside of marriage, outside of the marriage of a man and a woman, would be considered immoral. So that includes...
Well, not only that, just thinking about that is immoral.
Homosexuality, adultery, premarital sex, bestiality, rape, on and on and on, right? So Jesus is condemning the category, even though he didn't necessarily use the word homosexual. The same thing we could say about felony home invasion, right? Does the Bible talk about felony home invasion? Did Jesus talk about felony home invasion? No, but that doesn't mean he's for it. However, he did talk about the category known as theft, which would include felony home invasion. Right?
Sure.
So I think that would be the better way to argue, but your point might be well taken. Now, when we're saying this, we're talking about a behavior. We're not talking about people, okay?
Yeah, this is the way Christians get around this, which I don't know if I like. I kind of like the Christians who say that if you are a homosexual, you're going to hell. Now, I know it's probably not fun for the homosexuals out there, but, you know, if you don't believe hell exists, then it shouldn't bother you. And if just the thought of someone thinking bad thoughts about you that you deserve to go to hell, even that shouldn't bother you. But why does it bother me that it bothers other people? So maybe it's me with the problem. I don't know.
All of us are sinners. Everyone is going to be judged unless you are saved by the blood and work of Christ. So being homosexual or heterosexual in your orientation and in your behavior is not going to send you to heaven. Only Jesus will send you to heaven. Being homosexual doesn't send you to hell anymore.
This is interesting. He's using the language that Jesus sends people to heaven. But Frank, I think, would be very hesitant to say that Jesus sends people to hell. But if there's a binary choice, which Frank believes, heaven and hell, then by not sending you to heaven, Jesus sends you to hell. That's just science, right? That's just logic. If Jesus is the gatekeeper to heaven and he doesn't send you to heaven, then, and there's only one other choice, hell, then he has sent you to hell. Frank, would you agree with this? Can we not put this issue to rest and say Jesus sends people to hell by not letting them into heaven, by not sending them to heaven? But getting to this issue of Jesus judges the person and not the sin, or it must really suck. Oh, maybe that's a poor choice of words. It must be really terrible to be a homosexual in orientation of who you are and never, ever, ever get to act upon it because Jesus says that's bad. But heterosexuals can act upon it as long as it's in the confines of marriage, right? But no. So God created people with proclivities to the same sex, desires for the same sex, and then tells those people to never act upon it. And just, I don't know, play solitaire instead. Shay, are you coming tonight?
Tonight's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I might show up for a little bit. I gotta wake up early in the morning, so
Okay.
I don't know if I'll make it for too long. Maybe like 30 minutes or so.
Okay, what's up?
Not much. I mean, a few things. Like I had a response to the vegan guy that the first caller. I saw you on the Thought Prison podcast.
Thought Prison.
Um, yeah, I was thinking that they should change the name because it doesn't seem like there's much of a choice on in the adventure that they go on. You know, it's like there's only one route to go, really.
Okay, can you pause right there? Hit the pause button. I gotta make an announcement. For all those people within the Thought Prison podcast, what are their names? Abdul, the guy with the red hat. What's his name? You remember the guy with the red hat? Mike, Matt, Mark. Is
The guy with the red hat, was that the white guy?
well, I only see bald or not bald. I don't see color.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
But anyhow, all those guys on that podcast and all the guys in Hamza's Den, I'm formally inviting you to come on my channel. I've been on Hamza's Den's channel. I've been on the Thought Adventure podcast channel. Now it's your turn to come on my channel, and there won't be like a panel for atheists. It'll be just me. In fact, I'll even have 4 of you guys come onto my channel. Make it fair.
I was wondering if you felt like nervous before getting in there.
No.
Like a 4-on-1 kind of situation.
No.
No.
Not at all. I'm too old.
Yeah. That was definitely interesting. I think that they pretty much agreed with everything you said, but they didn't like the implications.
Yeah.
Of what you were saying, you know, because like the conclusion there was that their God isn't very just, you know, if they accepted all the premises that you kind of put out there, which is everything they agree with it all. So I mean, they should really accept the conclusion, you know.
Yeah, and I had a very honest Muslim on yesterday. Was it yesterday or a couple of days ago? Who basically, I asked the same questions of him, and he basically said that Allah is not complete until he can forgive people. And so he had to create in order to forgive people, which is what these other guys said as well. But the implication there is that Allah's not all that until he has a creation.
It doesn't make any sense. And you can do the same with Christianity as well. Do you find that whenever you're talking to, like, I talk to some Christians that I don't know beforehand because I talk to evangelicals that like approach me at my work, and I find that I'm much better at talking to those people than I am at talking to my own family, like, because I feel like I get a little bit emotional whenever I'm talking to my own family, like emotions get involved, and I'm able to like cancel that out whenever I'm talking to people that I don't know.
Yeah, I do think it's easier to talk to strangers. Well, definitely, because you're not going to see them, you know, the next day or.
That's true. Yeah.
But when you're talking to, are you married?
I'm not. No.
Girlfriend?
No girlfriend.
Boyfriend?
Single.
Okay.
No boyfriend. No boyfriend. No.
Okay.
No. No, don't swing that way, unfortunately.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I like heterosexuals.
Well, I guess it'd be weird if you said the other way around, you know.
Yeah. I like heterosexual activity. I just think homosexual activity is icky, but I support your right to be icky. So
I totally agree. I did want to mention one thing. We talked briefly about that one hand that was quad aces versus the royal flush.
Yeah.
That was in the World Series that one year with Ray Romano that was up the same table.
Yep.
You know, the probability of that happening is, I looked it up, it's 1 in 2.7 billion.
Wow.
That's the probability of a royal flush versus quad aces. And we have that on video.
Wow. And yet.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about incorporating that into some sort of thought experiment. You know?
How do we relate this to the resurrection?
Hmm.
Because I think the resurrection of Jesus, a lot of Christians would say, is the only resurrection ever in history, because the rest are just revivifications, the bringing back to life.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have resurrected bodies. And so if in all of human history, how many people have lived?
Man.
10 billion?
I have no idea. Maybe
So-
we'll say 10 billion. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 out of 10 billion. Now if we can have royal flush over quad aces on video, why couldn't Jesus have this 1 out of 10 billion on video?
I don't know, man. They would. I mean, just the quality of evidence that we do have is it's so bad, man. It's just so bad. It's kind of like saying I thought about this a little bit. It's kind of like saying that like we're having a poker game, and then the last card was like a queen of spades, but instead of the queen of spades, it was the actual queen of England appeared on the table, and the evidence that we have for this are some writings from some eyewitnesses that were there.
You want to hear a dirty secret?
What?
The dirty little secret is Christians know this. They know that the evidence is horrible. This is why they talk about the cosmological argument, the ontological argument. This is precisely why they go to philosophical arguments, because deep down in their soul, deep down in their belly, they know that the evidence isn't sufficient.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy is that my brother, I've been talking to lots of I have two brothers and they're both Christian, and I have a little sister, she's also Christian. They sent me a link to a new series they're watching on YouTube together, and they're reflecting on it afterwards. And you know what that link was?
What?
It was Mike Winger's series of videos about like, it's all about apologetics, like who wrote the Gospel of Mark, like how Mark wrote Mark, and all this kind of stuff. And man, as soon as they sent that to me, I was like, man, we got a lot. I know that they're questioning now. You know, before they weren't like really questioning like anything, they just believed it. But because I know they're getting to apologetics, I know they're starting to have like some doubts. Like they're starting to think a little bit. You know, I don't know. What do you? I mean,
Well, that could be true, or they could maybe they're thinking about you, and they're thinking.
Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah, they pray for me and stuff. Yeah.
Did you ever just say, you know, here's a wet napkin if you pray in the name of Jesus?
Oh man, that wouldn't.
That wouldn't go over.
I don't think that would go over too well. I did use the flying man, a form of the flying man on my mom. Like I was basically to ask her like, if someone told you that somebody flew, like would you believe that? And she said no. And I was like, what would you need to believe that? What would you need in order to believe that? Like what would you like, and just try to get her to, you know, come up with something to believe that from somebody else. And it took her really hard. And the first thing she said was, why do I believe the things that I believe? She didn't even try to think about like other things. Like she skipped straight to the point. And she's like, why do I believe what I believe? And I was like, that's a great question. I was like, why believe this stuff?
How old is she?
You know? My mom, she's like 48 probably.
Okay, so she's younger than me. She still has hope. Once you get to my age, all hope is gone.
And my grandpa just passed away, and he was a super Christian his whole life. So,
did he have a shirt with an S on it?
No, he didn't. No.
Okay, I got another caller who wants to come on,
right.
and I want to try out my bloviation alert on him.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'll see you tonight.
Okay. Take care.
All right. See you.
Okay. Hang on. I got to get my bloviation alert. Okay. I got it. Okay. Perfect Dawah. Hey, welcome. I don't hear you, though. Is that a pink room? Say something.
Hi.
Oh, yes. I can hear you.
Yeah, very good. How are you?
Good. Now, I got a question for you. Do your feelings get hurt easily?
No.
Okay. So if you talk too much, can I use my bloviation alert on you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to see if it works.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on. Oh. See, good thing I tested this. See, I'll talk to you, but I got to have the... Oh, yeah, baby. That works. You can't hear it, though, can you?
No, I don't hear.
Okay. Perfect. So if you can ask me questions or say things, but just try to keep it at like 30 seconds at a time. Is that fair?
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to say that this Athiest Dawah Hamza Din, they all blocked me.
They all blocked you.
Yes, all of them.
Well, you know why though? Because you're a true Muslim.
Because I want to teach them Islam, and they won't listen. Okay, because they have lack of knowledge. The thing is that if they accept what I say, then they lose those followers who believe in stoning adulterers, killing apostates.
Wait. You think they actually have followers who believe that?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if they believe it themselves, because they have to accept it, because it is in Bukhari's book. Okay, in Bukhari's book, it says that you have to stone adulterers, you have to kill apostates. So they cannot reject it. If they reject it, many of their followers, they leave.
Tell me honestly, do you think I'm in danger by talking to those guys?
Like
some of their followers might come after me?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. think so, no.
But if a lot of their followers are these young men who like to stone people, I mean,
I don't know. But
well, I got a German Shepherd dog. I'm a pacifist myself, like you. Like you're a pacifist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lean that way too. But I have a dog who isn't, so
Okay.
they have to get through my dog first.
Yeah. Anyway, I wish that some people could ask them actually that why they block a fellow Muslim who, they talk to non-Muslim Christians, even Christians who accuse the Muslims terrorists. They talk to them 1 hour, but to me, 1-2 minutes, and then they block me because I try to talk to them about something that they cannot reject.
Well, have you used any bad language with them?
No, at all. For example, one of them is Sapien Institute. They said about the hadith that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, go and kill all lizards. It's a small lizard, okay? And then in the hadith says that because these lizards, they blew the fire of Abraham, Prophet Abraham, because Satan fooled them. And then there was a guy who asked this question, is it fair to kill lizards thousands of years later because those lizards thousands of years back, they blew the fire of Prophet Ibrahim. And then one of them was trying to say, no, it is because lizards are poisoning, okay? And that's why. So I went.
But I know why. I know why they blocked you.
Yeah.
Because they can't use the common techniques with a guy like me and just say, well, he's deceived, or he's suppressing the truth, or he is in rebellion. They can't say that with you.
No.
Because you're a Muslim.
Because
and you're a knowledgeable Muslim.
Yes, exactly. I have fact, okay? And I explained through Quran, through Islam, that this is wrong. This is, this is not what Quran teach. If we go and kill all poisoning, creatures, then we have to kill snakes, scorpions, all of them. They are much more dangerous. And then the hadith doesn't say you have to kill them because of that. It says because it blew the fire of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be.
Yeah. See, what's happening here with you and them is it's the same thing that's happening between progressive Christianity and conservative historical type Christianity. You are a progressive Muslim. They are conservative Muslims.
Yes.
And in a lot of ways, they dislike you way more than a guy like me.
Exactly.
So, but it just, I don't know.
I don't know what to do, actually. I would like to, to talk to them, to teach them, that this is not Islam. You cannot go and stone people. Islam doesn't allow you such a things, to kill apostates and so on. I would like to teach them, but they block me, so it is terrible, actually.
Well, I feel your pain. I've been blocked by many Christian channels, so.
Yeah. Yes, and anyway, there was a young Muslim who was talking to you that he left Islam. So I wish that he could contact me, and I would like to talk to such a people who have doubt. Okay, because I talk about a beautiful religion and a great religion that love everybody. Okay,
it's all about love, right?
we are all brothers. My religion says that we are all brothers. Some are my brothers in my religion and some in creation. So, and it doesn't allow us to kill anyone unless as the last option, if somebody's trying to kill you. You have to run away even. You have to even run away, like Prophet
Okay,
Muhammad.
but what about, see, I'm going to give you the line that my Mennonite pastors gave me and see if you can combat this. Someone comes to kill you in your home.
Okay.
And they're not a Muslim.
Okay.
They know everything about Islam, but they purposely rejected it, okay? But they're about to kill you, and you have the opportunity to kill them back, and you do so. Wouldn't that be wrong still, because you're sending them to eternal torment, to hell, and when maybe 5 years from now they might have changed their mind and become a true Muslim? But if they kill you, you go to paradise.
Okay. This is most important. The life, your life is most important. Okay, and you can even eat pork if your life is in danger. So you have to protect your life, and if you have the opportunity to save them, not killing them, then yes, you have to save them, not killing them. But if you don't have the opportunity, you have the right to defend yourself. Okay.
But your life here on earth is not that important, is it?
No, it is important. It is very important.
No, compared to your life in paradise, in heaven.
It is important that I have a mission here to complete. Okay. So I have to complete my mission here. And my mission is that to create a beautiful world for everyone and teach them a lovely planet that we live in peace and love one another.
But what if Allah loves you so much in the job you've been doing that he wants you to be in heaven with him?
Okay, he will take me himself. He has the button, and will take me.
I like that answer. Yeah. You don't think he'd use a criminal to come in to do it?
Sorry, once again?
He wouldn't use a criminal? Allah wouldn't use a criminal to kill you? He would press the button instead?
No, he doesn't do that, okay? Because, and it is, I mean, I don't think so. That's for sure, because he has told me that I have the right to defend myself, okay?
Okay. Anyhow, we got a Muslim who wants to come on here now. Maybe he's going to talk about you. You can listen.
All right, yeah, okay, thank you.
See ya.
Okay, take care, bye-bye.
I'm waiting for you to leave. You just hit the X, or have Allah press the button.
I don't know. I don't see that. It's login, sign up. I don't find it. Share. I don't see the button. Okay, I close it like this.
There we go. He's. That was funny. Actual Muslim.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good. Let me see if I remember your real name. It is Adam, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's pretty good. I remember. See, I care about people.
Oh man, I watch your show. I like your stuff, bro.
Yeah, you just don't like it when I have Apostate Prophet on, right?
No, you can have him on, but we can respond to him too. So.
Okay, so what did you want to talk about?
Nothing. I just wanted to I don't want to make a big fuss, but the guy you had earlier, I just wanted to clarify some things because I've been also watching. I watch a lot of stuff, and I noticed that the guys on the Muslim platforms didn't just block him because they felt like blocking him. They blocked him because he keeps saying dumb shit like capitalism is Satan, and he's making up his own Islamic tradition without any qualifications. They've had him on their shows for 30 minutes, an hour on end, but it just wouldn't listen. He wouldn't shut up.
Okay, but here, this is an interesting comment. I understand what you're saying. A lot of things that the Perfect Dawah says, I think, are kind of crazy as well. However, I compare the Perfect Dawah to other people that have interacted with me, and I can tell he's sincere. I can tell that he doesn't mean me any harm, any malice. I lean capitalistic myself, unlike all these flag-waving phony atheists who lean liberal and progressive and so forth. I lean capitalistic, conservative myself, and he says things that are exact opposite to what I, like. But
Yeah,
it doesn't.
yeah.
But it doesn't bother me. I'm not going to block him for that.
Well, I mean, they need to put the, if he keeps on repeating the same things every time.
Yes, yeah, I understand. But this is.
They have other people to talk to, and he's wasting time. I mean, you know.
But did you see what I did with him though? I before he even came on, I said I have this bloviation alert.
Yeah.
And he agreed. He said, keep your answers 30 seconds or less, and he was very accommodating.
Yeah, I mean, they usually let him on most of the time, but he just didn't listen. And then he's cutting little clips when he's on the platforms, and he makes these little clips as he's, how they do. They go on platforms, they cut clips, put them on their channel and stuff like that.
But do you think I'm right in my assessment that it's harder for Muslims to deal with guys like him than me because he knows about Islam, he claims to be a Muslim, and so they can't use the typical arguments like, for example, well, how do you justify your morality and that sort of thing? Because the Perfect Dawah would answer the same way as many other Muslims.
Yeah, what do you mean, like? Well,
I'm saying he is representing a progressive version of Islam.
Okay.
But yet he's still Muslim, and so the things that Hamza's den could say to me as a pushback against me or argument against my worldview, they can't say against the Perfect Dawah.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to use a different approach because he's using Islam, but he needs to cite his sources. If he says it's progressive or liberal, well, cite your sources and show us. Well,
I'm sure he would. But then you guys would disagree and say that's not a good source, or that's not what it means, and that's a different translation or interpretation. And
no, I mean, there are certain things in the Islamic tradition which are clear. There are punishments there are like homosexuality and these sensitive issues. They're not liberal or progressive. They're traditional.
Did you want to talk to him? Just you two? He wants in again. Do you want to talk to him?
I don't know if I have that much time to listen about Satanism and capitalism.
Well, I can sort of moderate between you two and make sure it stays short, sweet. Let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, I have only 5 minutes. If you can do that,
well,
stop.
Well, if you only have 5 minutes, can you stay 10?
I'll try my best because I need to go get some stuff for my mom.
Because I think this will be, I as an atheist, I want to bring you two together. I want to have harmony and are you still there? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get him in here. Okay, so we got the Perfect Dawah in here. Say something.
Yes. Hi.
Okay, so let me.
Thank you for taking me. He's lying because.
Oh, hang on, Perfect Dawah. You can't come in here and the first thing you say to David is saying he's lying. He might be mistaken.
No, he said that they have given me a lot of time. The maximum time they gave me was just 10 minutes. The maximum time. Okay, so bring the video that I had, for example, half an hour talking to them. So don't please say that they talk to me over and over. In Sapien Institute, they just gave me 2 minutes. Okay, just 2 minutes, and I just told them that this hadith about lizards is fabricated. They told me that, oh, okay, let's talk. I give you my email, Hamza. Okay, brother Hamza said, I give you my email because he didn't want to talk to me online. Okay, he said, I give you my email. Let's talk by email. And then I sent him email. He didn't answer. Next time I went online, they blocked me.
Okay. Hang on, Perfect Dawah. Let's let Adam respond.
Yes.
Relax. شوية حبيبي. Huh?
Okay.
Relax a little bit. خلاص, we got the message. I'm not a spokesperson for Sapiens Institute or the Muslim platforms. I've seen you various times on Muslim platforms for quite a while. Maybe I said 30
minutes. Like which one?
Hamza's Den, Sapiens.
All of them. I tell you that Sapien just 2 minutes. Hamza Den, I have the videos. Maximum 10 minutes.
Hang on. Hey, Perfect Dawah, let Adam speak, okay?
Brother, I'm not a spokesperson for Sapiens or any of the people. I've seen you on many platforms, and we've spoken about your ideas 30 minutes, 1 hour, 10 minutes. We're not going to discuss the nuances of the time. You've been on the platforms, and you discussed your ideas freely, and you can't come... What? Say that again.
Come with the fact. Don't
What do you
just say
mean?
like this. That I have been an hour on one stream. Give me
Okay,
a
I
stream
think,
that
brother, Habibi, okay, maybe an hour I was exaggerating. No problem.
yes, you exaggerate.
Okay, I take it back. No problem. Forgive me.
Yes.
You forgive me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So, like I said, you're on many platforms. You discussed your ideas freely.
Okay.
And the brothers on many platforms, as I've seen, explain to you why you're wrong. And you didn't agree. And you come on the same platforms with the same idea.
Which one? Can you explain? Because like what?
There's so many, but like capitalism and these types
No,
of
I
ideas.
tell you that I even didn't wish to talk about capitalism on what is it, Hamza Din. I just was trying to find out who's Satan, okay? And they, after 10 minutes, they removed me, okay? So I didn't even say a word about capitalism, all right? So please, I have the videos. I have on my channel as well. I have opened it with Martin, you know, Pinecreek Martin from South Africa. He talked to you sometimes. Yes,
I remember him.
I have been discussing with him on my channel. It is there. I have played even the video how they blocked me. And then what you say about stoning and such a things, okay, is not about you to decide what is it? How long a person has time to leave and repent. Okay, it is about.
I never said that. I never said anything about the details.
You said that there are certain punishments in Islam.
There's Hudud in Islam.
There is no punishment in Islam.
What?
because you are a because you are a sinner yourself. You have no right to punish another sinner. Okay?
Did I say I'm gonna punish? Did I say I'm gonna punish someone?
Who's going to punish them?
There's a court of law.
The court, they are themselves.
Okay,
sinners.
hang on, guys. Hang on a second.
Let me tell you.
Hang on. The Perfect Dawah. Hang on. Hang on.
1 minute.
No. Hang on.
Please.
Hang on. Besides the whole political thing, let's put that off to the side. I'm curious. Let's just figure out where you guys differ. So I'm gonna.
Yes, I differ about that. These barbaric acts that they say it is Islamic. They have nothing to do with Islam.
Okay, but now you're assuming about Adam. Now let's hear from Adam. Adam, do you, for example, for the Perfect Dawah mentioned stoning, let's say homosexuals or the apostates is wrong. Do you, Adam, think stoning homosexuals and apostates is wrong?
No, I am not a scholar of Islamic law or fiqh or any Islamic jurisprudence. I'm saying that certain punishments throughout the Islamic history took place and they have a certain context. But you can't, Perfect Dawah cannot come and claim he has the qualifications to decide.
No, what I'm asking you, Adam, what I'm asking you is, let's say you had the choice to vote for a politician. I said politics aside, but you know what I mean. You have a chance to put your support for someone who would, representing the government, stone an apostate or stone a practicing homosexual based on, let's say, something to do with Islam. Would you support that?
No, I need to look more into the Islamic laws and what they are.
So when you don't know, please don't interfere in it. Okay? If you ask me this question, I tell him right away. You just run away. You say, I have to look. So go first, learn.
Habibi, what are your qualifications in Islamic law? What are your qualifications?
Okay, let me tell you. My qualification is that when I discussed with the sheikh, a scholar in London, he was ashamed to share with me the video. Okay?
That's your qualifications you discussed with the sheikh?
No, but my qualification is that you cannot answer my question that Bukhari says that a verse of Quran is missing.
Okay? What are your qualifications?
My qualification is that you cannot answer. None of you can answer my question.
Your qualifications are zero.
Well, hang on, guys. Hang on a second. I'm not even asking a question about... I'm asking a question about your personal preference, your opinion, which has nothing to do with scholars.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think the Perfect Dawah was correct here, because when I watch this, Adam, the Perfect Dawah, would you support a government an Islamic government who would say we should kill apostates or stone practicing homosexuals?
Adulterer.
Yeah. Would you support that? The stoning, the killing of adulterers, apostates, homosexuals, would you support that? Would you support the killing of those people?
He's asking you, Perfect Dawah.
No, he's asking you.
No.
I
I was asking you the Perfect Dawah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I absolutely. I'm the biggest enemy of such a government.
Okay, so he says no very quickly. Now, Adam, would you support? Same question.
I say I'm not qualified to make that decision yet because I haven't. This isn't about opinion. This is about the Islamic sources. What do they say? And I'm not qualified to make that decision right now.
But I'm asking your opinion.
I am qualified.
No, hang on, the Perfect Dawah. Let me give you a piece of advice. Don't ever say you're qualified for something, because even if you are, don't admit it, because it just sets up for you to fall. But anyhow, but Adam, do you see how when I'm just asking you an opinion question, you can still be wrong, but where do you lean right now?
This is what I'll tell you. I'll tell you that in the Islamic tradition, in the past, this has definitely been practiced in a certain context. Now, if it's a scholarly position to practice it right now or not, I'm not qualified in that area. I think there's a context and there's a diverse scholarly tradition that we need to take into account, and I cannot make a decision or tell you based on my desire or opinion. This is a.
Okay, can I say something now?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, why I'm saying I'm qualified? Because in the judgment day, I am standing in front of God, not that scholar that you believe in. He's not going to answer for me. That's why I have to learn my religion. If I go and stone somebody because a scholar say, okay, then in the judgment day, God asked me why you did it. I said, that scholar say. He said, I gave you the brain to think. You should learn yourself. Okay. So I learned myself. I am qualified that I know that these barbaric acts are not Islamic. They are the
okay, let's let Adam respond.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect Dawah. Do you believe in the Hadith tradition, or you're just a Quranist?
No, I'm not Quranist, but Hadith should go in line. That's why I say I'm qualified, because I know Quran says that if you hear a Hadith from Prophet Muhammad, match it with Quran. If it contradicts Quran, then it's not from your Lord. Okay, that's Quran.
What does the Quran say about adulteress? What does the Quran say about? What does the Quran say about adulteress?
The Quran says about adulterers, slash them 100 lashes, not even 101 lashes, but you have to bring 4 witnesses. Okay.
Okay.
And just a moment. And these witnesses, they have to complete 10 conditions. Okay. They must have never lied. They must have never stolen anything. They must have never forgotten their prayer, their fasting. So no one on this planet can say that I complete all these conditions, and they must have seen the actual, adultery. Okay, and before,
okay, hang on. That's good enough. Let's keep it. No, hang on.
Impossible.
No, we got to keep it short.
Yes, I tell you, impossible that you can even lash one. Okay, because you cannot find meet the what is it? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want you go and punish another sinner, because that sinner has the right to
Perfect Dawah, that's enough.
Yeah.
Adam, go ahead and respond.
Quick question for Perfect Dawah. Just answer short so I can speak more, please.
Yes, please.
In the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did any of the hudud laws take place or no? Yes or no?
Like what? Like stoning, you want to say, yeah?
No, I don't know. Any of the hudud laws?
No. Prophet Muhammad forgave Abu Sufyan, who was mass murderer.
I'm not talking about cases. Is there any case where hudud was implemented in the time of Prophet, peace be upon him?
No, not in the time of Prophet Muhammad.
Perfect Dawah.
Okay.
Perfect Dawah, please be honest.
Let me tell you. Okay. When a prophet forgive a mass murderer like Abu Sufyan,
I'm not saying he didn't.
No. Listen. No. Now let me tell you.
I'm not saying he didn't. Please, Perfect Dawah. I didn't say he didn't forgive, or were there were many circumstances which he forgave. That's true.
Okay.
But I was asking, in all at the time Prophet Muhammad was alive and ruling.
Yes.
Was there a circumstance where the hudud was applied? Yes or no?
No, I say no. Okay. What's your answer?
My answer is the historical sources say there was times where hudud was applied.
Okay, they are lying. Okay, there are lots of fabricated hadiths. They are lying because it doesn't match.
Brother, are you a hadith scholar?
Okay, hang on, guys.
Let me ask Pinecreek. Pinecreek, for you, do you think that a person forgive a mass murderer, a Hind who killed his own uncle? He forgave them, not even one day he put them in prison. And then this person comes and, stone a person who has made sex. It doesn't make sense. Okay?
I understand. Okay, hang on a second, guys. Take a deep breath. I'm going to mute you guys. What the Perfect Dawah was saying is that if you read the whole text and look at the life of Muhammad and so forth, it doesn't make sense that he would kill people for being an adulterer or a homosexual or an apostate. But what Adam is saying is that there are definitely records of this happening. Am I right, Adam? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, not necessarily specifically stoning, but punishments in Islamic law did take place.
Yeah, and so what the Perfect Dawah's response to that is that these are fabricated, or these are not authentic, or these are not real hadiths.
The onus is on him. There's an entire tradition of Islamic history and schools of law. He has to provide the evidence.
But here's what I think is the real difference between you two gentlemen, and that is how much weight and value you placed on justice versus mercy. And I see this in Christianity as well. So let me ask you a question, Adam. If after you study scholars for, let's say, the next 10 years, and you come up with the conclusion that scholars say that the hadiths or the Quran say it is okay to kill a practicing homosexual, an adulterer, or an apostate by stoning, would you support it?
No, I'm not going to just believe what a scholar says axiomatically. I'm going to study the sources.
Okay, after studying the sources for 10 years, would you support it?
Absolutely. If there's evidence that God and his messenger commanded something within, and this command applies to a certain context, I'm going to agree with it. On what basis do I have to disagree with it?
Okay, and so now the Perfect Dawah, I'll ask the same question to you. After 10 years, after studying the texts, studying the sources, would you support the killing if the Quran or the Hadith, actually the sources say that it's okay to kill, stone an apostate, an adulterer, or a practicing homosexual? Would you support it?
Even if the conditions are applied.
Oh, hang on a second. I think I have Perfect Dawah muted. Okay.
Okay. Now, all right. It is like this, that you say, if the sun rises from the west, would I do something? It is kind of impossible, because I have studied.
The question.
Let me
hang on, Adam. I'm going to mute you, Adam.
Let me tell you. Yes, mute it. So I have studied, and I know that it is impossible. It is not the case. But if a religion says that I am, a God says that I'm the most merciful and forgiving God, I forgive all sins, and the same God says that I have to kill an apostate, or I have to stone an adulterer to death, okay, then of course I do not accept that, that God, because it contradicts itself, okay?
So you would leave Islam if you became convinced the sources say that?
I'm saying that I'm the biggest enemy of that Islam, which is ISIS, Taliban, okay, Boko Haram. So I'm the biggest enemy of that Islam. If Islam is that, then of course, I'm a converted Muslim, okay? I'm a converted Muslim, and I found Islam the most merciful and forgiving. I can read for you from the source. The closest person to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was Ali, okay, his cousin, his son-in-law, okay? I cannot believe such a person lived 1400 years ago. He's so merciful. He's saying to his own governor in Egypt that you have to forgive people. You have the same way that you are expecting God forgives your sin. You have to,
Yeah, but
so
isn't it?
I would like to ask Adam one question. Adam, do you believe that a verse of Quran is missing?
What do you mean missing?
A verse of Quran, the verse of stoning is missing in Quran. Do you believe in that?
I need to study. I don't know. Is it abrogated?
Okay, so you have to go and study before you talk to me, Adam. Okay?
You mean nasikh and mansukh?
No. A verse of Quran is missing. The verse of stoning.
Are you asking? Hang on. Are you asking Adam? Does he believe that the Quran is complete and
incomplete?
perfect? or incomplete.
If you
Yeah.
believe that Quran is incomplete, there is a verse that we have to act upon it, but it's not in Quran. Do you believe in that?
No, I think the Quran
So
is
you don't
complete.
believe in that. So, okay, let me tell you. Sunnah Ibn Majid, Book of Nikah, Hadith 1934, narrated Aisha, the verse of stoning and of suckling of adult 10 times were revealed, and they were written on a paper and kept under my bed. Then the messenger of Allah expired, and we were preoccupied with his death. A goat entered and ate away the paper. So 2 verses, according to this Sahih Hadith, 2 verses of Quran is missing. Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, I wait.
Okay, a goat. Let's say I don't know about these details in Hadith, but let's say a goat ate a paper. Does that mean that? How did you conclude that? Therefore, the Quran is incomplete.
The Hadith says that these 2 verses of Quran are not in Quran. That's why, because they were eaten by a goat. Do you see these 2 verses that was revealed 10 times? Pinecreek, 10 times it was revealed. It was so important that 10 times.
Okay, let me see if I got this straight. What the Perfect Dawah was saying is that there is the very words of Allah missing because a goat ate it, and therefore it's not in the Quran. And you're asking Adam if he believes this is the case.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case, but I know that I need to.
So it is fabricated.
Maybe not. I'm not qualified to give you that, but I'm saying that.
But I am qualified. I see that it is.
What are your qualifications?
Let's not worry about qualifications. It doesn't matter. What we're talking about here is, I think the Perfect Dawah is actually bringing up a good question, because Christians talk about this all the time. I'm very, very familiar with this. So, Adam, if you believe that you have the complete word of God, Allah, in the Quran, and you have hadith saying that no, you don't, you do have a problem, yes?
No, that's not what the hadith says. I don't think it says.
It says that there's a couple of verses that were eaten by a goat and therefore not in the Quran. Is that what it says, Dawah? Just shake your head if I'm. Yeah. So I think I got it right.
I don't know about that. I need to study it. Just because a verse was lost doesn't mean it wasn't.
Okay.
Replaced by God.
Okay, I'm going to do a little. If it were true, though, that this actually happened in history, that a goat did eat 2 verses of the very words of Allah, and that was supposed to be in the Quran, is now not, would that have any impact on your beliefs that the Quran is the perfect, complete word of God?
I need to look at the context. If there was a verse that has to be in the Quran, and it got lost, then there's a verse that is not in the Quran.
Okay, so I want to build a bridge now between you two guys, and let's talk about what you do agree on. Is that fine?
I want to ask a question first for Perfect Dawah.
Okay, last question here. Let me,
because the main conversation was about hudud. Let's say, for example,
tell everybody who's not Muslim what hudud is.
Hudud means punishment.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say, for example, someone rapes and kills a 4-year-old.
Okay.
A 4-year-old girl, God forbid.
Okay.
What's the punishment?
Okay. Now, let me tell you. That person could be crazy. Okay. That you
Let's say he's not crazy.
Okay, he's not crazy. You also put that person in not in prison, because you have no right to judge anybody. It's only Allah who judge people.
Dude, this guy is not a.
Okay, let me tell you. You put.
Dude,
that
even
person...
secular humanists will laugh at you. What the hell's wrong with you?
You ask me a question. I have to answer. Okay,
this
is my understanding of Islam. Okay, so you put that person in a place like we call it here jail, but it shouldn't be jail, because it has to be a treatment center, and you treat that person, and that person can learn, maybe change and repent. Allah says that I forgive every sin. Okay, and that person might become a good Muslim, a good citizen in 5 years or 10 years and come back. You have no right to take away his opportunity of forgiveness. Okay, repent opportunity. Only Allah has the right to take his, is it, let me see, there are so many dictators in this world now. They are killing people. Allah can easily kill them. Why he doesn't kill them? He's waiting that you kill them. Okay, so you fight them. Of course, you have the right to fight them. But when you catch them, you put them in a treatment center. I don't even call it because they are victims of this society, this system.
Okay, we gotta. So Adam, I think Adam gets the point. So what do you want to say, Adam?
Yeah, I don't know how he has this view. Like even most liberals or atheists or secularists would not agree with this weird. Like we can just give a rapist some roses and pat him on the back and give him a pill.
No, I didn't say give them roses. Pinecreek, what do you think? What do you do with them?
I think what the Perfect Dawah was saying, and I lean towards that way, is you try to rehabilitate them or separate them from society, but you don't. But you don't kill them.
No, don't kill them because we're not talking right to repent.
We're not talking about
the right to repent.
Hang on. Go ahead, Adam.
We're not talking about kill them. I'm saying at least there needs to be accountability.
Yes.
You can't live in a society everyone's raping and stealing and it's all good, roses, put them in a, give them a pill, put them in therapy. That doesn't work.
It works. With the true Islam that I'm trying to teach you, it works. Islam is going to guide us to that word that nobody do bad deeds, okay? The education that you got, that person must also get it. That person wasn't, we don't believe in original sin. That person wasn't born with that sin. He became, if you were born in a drug cartel family in Latin America, you would go like this.
Hang on a second, Perfect Dawah. Adam, do you believe that Adam, that humans are born sinful?
No, of course not.
Okay, so you guys agree on that.
Nobody is born with sin, okay? We become sinner, okay?
Okay.
So if Adam was born in a drug cartel family in Latin America, he would also go and kill people. So you got education, Adam, that you don't kill, you don't rape. So
Perfect
give
Dawah.
that opportunity to everybody, Adam.
Perfect Dawah.
Such a world.
Hang on, Perfect Dawah.
Perfect Dawah. Not everyone that kills or rapes is born in a cartel. You could be born in a rich, spoiled, excellent environment and do bad things. You have the choice to do that. And there needs to be accountability. I mean, this is logic, basic logic. You can't just put someone, give him a pill and a hug and say, God forgive you. That doesn't work that way idealistically to run a society. That doesn't work.
I tell you that you put him in a place and rehabilitate that person, treat that person and teach him. That person might change in 5 years, 10 years. I didn't say that you give him roses, okay? But you keep him in somewhere, but you have no right to kill that person, okay? If you want to call it jail.
I'm not saying kill. I'm not saying kill.
So good. That we are agree with that. So
hey guys, okay, I think that's enough. What I'm hearing you guys say is what I was saying earlier. It's you both have placed different value on these concepts of justice versus mercy. I think you actually probably agree on a lot of things, like you don't want rapists out in society and raping people. You do want to stop that. You guys are agreed on that. You both agree probably that Allah is the creator of the universe and is the standard for all morality. And but where you guys differ on is these details of what actually the Quran means versus what it says, and what you emphasize. I think, Perfect Dawah, you represent a lot of people I know that tend to be more compassionate and caring for people, whereas Adam, a lot of people I love and respect, you represent them as being, hey, this is not fair. We need justice and we need punishment when it's deserved. Otherwise, you have chaos. And so I actually think I understand where both of you are coming from, and you need both in the society. Does that make sense? Do you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me tell you that Adam, no one knows Islam better than Ali radiallahu. Okay, look what he wrote to his letter to his governor of Egypt, Malik. Malik, kindness, forgiveness, and loving the people should be your priority, and do not attack them like a wild animal, because people are two groups. One is those who are your brothers by religion, and one those who are your brothers by creation. People do bad deeds because of different reasons, intentionally or by mistake. But you forgive them as you expect that your Lord, your God, forgives your bad deeds. You are stronger than the people, but remember that the one who put you there is stronger than you, and the God is stronger than the one who put you there. So these are one more passage, okay?
No. Sorry. I don't have time because I got to go pick up my son from school soon. But I want to give. So that was your last word, Perfect Dawah. Adam, what's your last word? What do you have to say about all this?
I agree with the citations he mentioned about Ali radiallahu anhu, but I don't think that means that there shouldn't be laws in place that punish people and put people accountable for their actions.
Okay. My guess is Perfect Dawah agrees with that, right? At least partially. I still got you muted. You can just sort of nod your head, yes or no. But I still think Perfect Dawah, you would agree that you still need laws in a country, right? Yeah. Okay. That's good enough for me. You're still muted. And now I got to end it here because I got to go. I want to talk to the audience a little bit before I wrap up. But guys, thank you for coming on. Adam, thank you for listening to Perfect Dawah. Perfect Dawah, thank you for coming on and talking to Adam. And I think there's hope here for Muslims to come together, and even if they have disagreements. And,
this has been the case. We've always had disagreements. It doesn't mean we're not Muslims or we don't love each other.
Yeah, and so the same holds true with atheists and Christians and so forth. So guys, take care, and we'll see you next time. I've removed you. I've closed that. I know there's probably a lot of people who want to come in and talk. But I really do have to go pick up my son probably in 5-10 minutes. And I want to read the chat. Someone wanted to come in. Yeah, and I really wanted you to come in too, but we don't have time. So I'm going to read the chat now. Tell me, guys, what you think that was worthwhile or not from an atheist perspective. Thank you for the donation, Deepak. I think Dawah and Adam need to unite against the common enemy, the People's Front of Medina. I have to pick up my son. What are my qualifications? Well, I do have a driver's license, so I have a qualification to pick up my son. My advice to the Perfect Dawah, to Adam, is that when you're asked an opinion question, don't say, don't say I need to study this expert or the scholarship more or the source more. At this moment, you either have an opinion or you don't. And so you could say, I don't have an opinion on this. But most people have opinions on deeply held beliefs that they cherish. So take a chance. You know what, I really love to do what I just did with these Muslim gentlemen, with Christians. Progressive Christian and a conservative Christian. Come on in. The water's warm. Thanks, Rabbit Hole. In fact, who could we get? Randall Rouser and Alyssa Childers. Oh, yes. Randall Rouser, Alyssa Childers, you're invited. Ooh, that was a big forehead. Come on in, Alyssa. Randall Rouser, we can talk about it. Thank you, Jephthah's daughter. Can this be once a month thing? Hey, yeah, that's a good idea. Once a month, an atheist will host 2 Muslims or 2 Christians. I'll go one more round. Thanks for the donation, Scotty. As always, great job. Thank you. Doug, you did really bad on that live stream with those 3 Muslims. Okay, Christian Prince Ears. I appreciate your opinion. Thank you for the donation, Woody. The problem was when I was trying to moderate, people were trying to come in and blocking the mute button. So ideally, I'd mute, give 30 seconds, mute the other person, then reverse it. Ronda Rousey. She's a fighter, right? Max Ovnik says, your question based on opinion was vague. What was the context of the sin they committed? Well, yeah, I could have been more specific, but if a homosexual guy has coitus with another homosexual guy in an Islamic country, would you support that government of that Islamic country to kill them? What's your opinion? Yes or no? Lean yes, lean no. I think Adam would say, well, if the Quran says that, then he would say yes. And I think the Perfect Dawah would say, no, the Quran would never say that, so he leans no. See, from the Christian perspective, many Christians would admit that at one point in history, Yahweh would say, kill that practicing homosexual. Kill them dead. But now we have a new covenant. See, Islam doesn't have that. Islam doesn't have the new and the old covenants. They don't have a New Testament and Old Testament. They just have one Quran. So they can't use that loophole like the Christians can. My apologies to Alyssa Childers and Randall Rouser. They were scheduled to come on, just like the Perfect Dawah and Adam, to talk about the differences they have in Christianity, but we ran out of time.